Hey everyone, this is Dave. I'm coming to you today to share with you a little bit about LinkedIn Sales Navigator. Probably the majority of the people that are watching this may have heard of it, may have used it. It's been around for quite some time, but there might be some folks in my network that have never used it or have been kind of curious about it. And so that's really um, the point of the video, just to show folks around and um, and just to make sure they're aware of what it can do. And it's really this video is more geared towards either a B2B sales leader or a B2B marketer, perhaps even a ABM marketer that's focused perhaps on big accounts and kind of want to working in like an account based marketing environment. Just as a high level, we have LinkedIn is the largest database, B2B database in the world, more or less. Of course, it's member generated. So basically the data is everyone is putting in their own data. So there is some level of discrepancies in regards to titles and things of that nature. Perhaps folks don't update it as much as they should. But for the most part, it's become the de facto in B2B databases out there. The last time I checked, I asked ChatGPT with the Bing real time feature, and it was around 775 million members. So it's the largest in the world. So they have a product, LinkedIn Sales Navigator, that um, is they have different, it's a software as a service. So they have different little packages. The one that you're seeing right now is the core package. And so it can be month to month or it can be on a yearly plan. I personally have the month to month, and that's around a $99 a month fee. And then I think you get like a 25% discount if you kind of commit to the year agreement. They also have what's called advanced and teams. I'm not going to get into that. The benefits of that is more for larger organizations. You can sync up your CRM to LinkedIn Sales Navigator, so you can sync up the ones that I know of is you could do Salesforce.com or Microsoft Dynamics, and just for those that are following along at home, LinkedIn is owned by Microsoft, so on the back end. So that acquisition occurred a little while back. So just FYI. So in today's video, I'm going to kind of walk through this. I'm going to acknowledge right out of the bat that there is a tremendous amount of content on this very topic in YouTube, and I'm not going to begin to say this video is going to be light years ahead of those at all. I'm just kind of creating this kind of on the fly. I've had some questions about LinkedIn Sales Navigator for marketers and for salespeople, so I just figured just to kind of do it for my little network. And but I'd also encourage you for sure to go out and just Google a way to learn more about the tool and how it can help you. I'm going to take as you can see, I'm wearing a Lacework shirt today. I got this at a KubaCon in 2022 in Detroit. And Laceworks is actually a client of ours. And so, but I'm just going to kind of live in the cloud security space, just kind of put on a cloud security salesperson, cloud security vendor, salesperson, or marketer hat today. And that's kind of be some of the searches that will be in the list that I'm going to be creating. But, as far as different industries, different vendors, the world's your oyster, if you will, of creating it. So that's just the direction I'm going to go. I'm also not going to get into kind of the underbelly world of LinkedIn automation tools. There's many on the market that can automate outreach, can do this, can do that. We are familiar with some vendors out there, but I'm not going to get into those at all. There's also an underbelly industry of let's just call them scraping tools that allow individuals to scrape some of the lists that you create in LinkedIn. Now, both of those sets of tools, LinkedIn frowns upon. Obviously, it's against the terms of use within LinkedIn. So there's some gray area, but basically, I'm not gonna get into that on this video. But feel free to DM me or we can discuss offline. So that's kind of the high level. Let's see. So I'm going to make this a little smaller so y'all can see. So let's see. So here's the, so you can see here's the dashboard, if you will, getting into LinkedIn Sales Navigator. And you essentially have up on the top accounts, leads, and messaging. And the most powerful component of Sales Navigator is these filters tabs. And that's where I'm going to be spending the majority of our time today. So I'm going to click on account and I'm just going to move us over here. So let's just take, for example, I'm an account-based marketer at a cloud security vendor, and I've been tasked with helping out the vertical sales team that handles financial services, right? So financial services accounts, it's a global team. And so they really want to go after the top financial companies in the world and sell them their cloud security solution. So, how do you go about doing that? There's, and I'll be the first to say there's many software on the market that perhaps can kind of get you to the same spot, but I'm just focusing on LinkedIn today. So here are the different filters that you can utilize if you're kind of doing a search by account. And just taking the example again, what I said in regards to like a cloud security vendor focused on financial services, some of the biggest financial services companies in the world. Let's just take company headcount for this example. So we're going to go to the biggest of the bunch of the companies, and let's go to industry. So let's focus on the financial services industry. And so now we have 292 companies with 10,000 employees and above that are in the financial services industry, which we're kind of looking at those, and a lot of those names are familiar to all of us on the call. I was taking a look at this. Technology is used. I was hoping. I frankly haven't used this in the past too often. When it comes to cloud security, just from my past experience, I know a lot of times the vendors may want to target kind of the obvious of the either their what technologies. This is called technographics for those that are following along at home. So they might be looking at what other security software tools are they using, or for sure, are they using AWS or Microsoft Azure or Google Cloud Platform? Those are kind of the three large CSPs, the cloud service providers that are utilized more or less. There are a few others, but those are the main ones. And to be honest, they don't have, I did not see AWS on here or Microsoft Azure. And then, for instance, when I clicked on Google Cloud Platform, it does shave down the number a little bit. So let's just see. So so Google GCP is one of the lower market shares of that market. So if we click on that, this brings us down. If for example, that's perhaps you have, again, talking to the ABM marketer that might be watching this, say, for instance, you had a big win with a financial services company that uses GCP, and now they have your software, right? So kind of the ABM play would be like, okay, great, let's create a case study off of that. Let's show all the great things that we did for that particular use case, and because they were using that particular technology, and then let's market that story out to all the others that look exactly the same. So this is just a strategy, an ABM strategy. So let's just go with that. Okay, so I'm going to move this back down here. Actually, I'm going to hide me for a little bit, and then you can kind of save these account lists. So I'm just going to do, let's see. You can save 25 at a time. I'm going to just hit this. I'm going to create new list. And then let's just say, this is demo, ABM, GCP, cloud security, right? Okay. Cloud security vendor. How's that? All right. So create and save. So now those are all saved. I kind of scroll down. I'll go to the next page. I'm going to select all. I'm going to save to this list right here. I'm going to go down. I'm going to go to the next one. So you kind of see where I'm going with this, right? So now we're going to have 75 here. So for the purposes of this demo, let's just kind of keep it at 75, okay? So that's an account list. So then what you can do, there's this other tab called leads, right? Lead filters. And this is the actual people, right? The prospects, let's call them prospects. And so, so you have, it's going to taking the filters that we had in our accounts and then kind of bringing them over here. I'm going to do this. I'm going to take our saved leads and accounts. I'm going to go here, account lists, and find the demo that I just created. Yep, right here. And this number should drop down. So this number actually dropped down to 2 million plus. So yeah, so now we're really starting to hone in, right, on just those, 75 accounts that we're talking about. And now what I'm going to do is like, okay, that's great, but we don't need the many of these people. These people are not buyers or in the buying committee, if you will, of our ICP, right? Our ideal customer profile. So there's different ways of going about this. Groups is pretty cool. Let's just kind of like put like a Kubernetes group, and you can see all these different groups that have been created, mostly by vendors, to be honest with you, but there are some end user groups in here. So that's one way you can target. Let's just kind of like check this one out. So there's 86 people that are in those companies that belong to that group. So it's one way. Another way of kind of finding prospects, if you will, in your targeted accounts, is through like what we found is these kind of keywords are important in for some cloud security vendors, DevOps, containers, Kubernetes. And so doing that, what we've just found is 572 results at those accounts that we did on the previous page, on the account page. And so, and this is from a global perspective, right? So I would say that these folks are definitely probably in your target market of prospecting to, or perhaps marketing to. And so then what you can do from that standpoint is select all. Again, it's just selecting only 25. So they kind of make you kind of go page by page, if you will. But then what you can do is, save this one to a list. Let's just create a new one. ABM, FinServe, cloud security, example, lead list, right? All right. So, and then you'd go page by page to kind of capture those. So then from there, you can go to the messaging tab. Again, for those following along at home and are pretty savvy with this tool, as I said before, I'm not getting into LinkedIn automation tools, nor am I getting into LinkedIn scraping tools here. So just FYI, I'm using the core functionality that Sales Navigator offers you. So then you go over to messaging, and so for instance, let's say, let's use this. So then I say new message, and let's go. Oh, I'm sorry. So let's go to leads, example lead list. There we go. Now we found these particular people that we can go out to, have outreach to, and just click on Mr. Desanda, and then you're like, yep, okay. Actually, that person, this would be a better lead. Let's just see why Josh maybe got in there. Okay, so he was a CIO before. Okay, so Shulanga, you click on that, and then you'd message, and then you could reach out to Shulanga like that, and you could see that she has some of the key terms that we may care about. So your message may resonate with her a little bit better. So that's more on the sales side. So going back, so that's really what I wanted to share. I mean, there's a whole slew of other ways to utilize LinkedIn Sales Navigator, but I hope this benefits you. And one thing that I didn't even touch on is how you can utilize perhaps some of these types of lists, et cetera, or mimicking these lists in your LinkedIn ads, and then kind of doing a multi-channel approach. LinkedIn advertising has some pretty cool ways you can create custom audiences and things of that nature. So perhaps I'll make a video of that at a future date. All right. Thank you. And hope this provided value. Always shoot me a note if you have questions.